Children have always been mythical creatures in disguise, where their weird and bizarre behavior is set aside as being childishly adorable, and magic can hide in plain sight. Most people, at one point, had a toy or blanket that they believed protected them, whether it be from the monsters crawling under their beds, or the dancing shadows in the attic that seemed to be home to evil creatures. Others had imaginary friends to keep the loneliness away, and to find a companion amidst the neglect and isolation they endured from others. As for me, it wasn't just an object or an invisible friend. I had a whole imaginary world. You could even call it a parallel universe that I'd created solely for me. A barrier between life that seemed harsh to a tiny 5-year-old and a childish imagination that was infinite and wild and longed to be released. And, unlike most people, it wasn't just a phase. As I grew up and my understanding of everything around me evolved, so did that world, where new characters were introduced, plots gave way to subplots, and most importantly, where my character was free to be whomever she wanted to be. To the outside, what seemed like a little girl daydreaming, looking out windows, or even lying on the floor and staring at ceilings, was me entering my dream world, and living the life I knew, deep down, I could never really have. Initially, it was a way of finding the streaks of magic around me, but the more time went by, the more I realized it had become a much-sought escape from a reality no one can ever really escape from. That I was growing up, and while everyone around me had stuffed their old toys in the attics they once feared, or had forgotten the names of the imaginary friend that once sang them to sleep, I couldn't let go of my childhood protector. But something had to be done, for I had entered high school, where apparently, occasionally talking to yourself wasn't really the norm. That universe had always seemed like an hourglass, where the sound had slowly slipped from my fingers, and everything around me seemed to tell me that my time had run out. But I didn't believe that. My imaginary world, which was to me more real than this world had ever been, was deeply engraved within me. So, I left my childish games of pretend behind, and society, my family, and friends, I finally seemed normal. I had finally grown up. But, guess what? That's me playing pretend around them. Hush though, don't tell.